Welcome back to Dark Nights. We left off talking to Kaichi, who has recently been introduced in this route. I hope he doesn't die. I walk over and pull down the book I think he's reaching for. Hey, is this the one you want? His emerald eyes widen with surprise. I expect him to ignore me, but he takes the book. Thank you. He flips open the cover as he sits on the floor. Are the library carpets really that comfortable? Well, whatever. The title of the boy's book catches my attention. It's the same one I read the last time I was here. Are you interested in the temple? Yeah. He replies absent-mindedly, not even looking at me. I wonder if he's still upset about the time I bumped into him. No, gotta leave. Tragic. It'd probably be best to leave him alone. I decided to find another spot to study. Actually, it's probably so we don't get involved with him. That's for the best. Today's subject is the temple. I vaguely recall a lecture we had on it, but I wasn't paying attention at the time. History's so boring. Even math is more fun than this. I hate staring at walls of text. I'm pretty sure school is just boring. A bit later, I sense someone standing behind me. I turn around to find the boy from before. I want to ask, is that book about the Temple Guardian? Yeah, do you want to borrow it? The boy shakes his head and takes a seat beside me. I want you to explain it to me instead. Okay. Didn't you already read this book in like 2nd grade though? What do you What, do you think I have a photographic memory? What's your name? Kaichi Medoshimo, but you can just call me Kaichi. I want to ask how old he is, but considering he got angry when I called him small last time, I don't want to risk offending him again. Well, I'll explain what I've read. Kaichi nods every now and then to indicate he's listening. So, why are you interested in this legend? I want to see the spirit with my own eyes. You want to see a spirit? Well, okay. What's so strange about that? I don't think anyone can actually see a spirit. I'm not saying there's no such thing as the paranormal, though. Then how do you think legends begin? The same way rumors start, I guess? Kaichi stands up and glances at me before walking away. If you manage to discover more about the temple or spirit, let me know. You can usually find me in the library. It'd be really funny if Sachiro's a spirit. Not how that works in reality, but interesting plot, interesting plot. Sachiro welcomes me with a homemade meal. It seems he learned how to cook. I'm happy he cooked for me. I'm tired from all the studying today. I've never heard of this recipe, but it's good. Where'd you learn to cook like this? I vaguely remember watching someone make it a lot, but this is the first time trying it myself. Plus, I learned a lot just by watching you cook. Is your memory returning then? Just bits and pieces. For some reason, I can only remember the dish itself. I never expected cooking would help you recover. Yeah, strange isn't it? I didn't think his amnesia would actually get better at this point. Guess I gave up too early, I'm glad. When you recover memories, what will you do? It depends. Are you worried there might be things you're better off forgetting forever? I don't know, but even the bad memories made me who I am today. Why would I want to forget any of it? Without them, I'm forced to start all over. I feel like I'm trying to make a dish I know the flavor of, but don't have the key ingredients for. I still remember some things, but I don't know how they connect. Guess I should be thankful at least I have those pieces, though. At least I can trust who I am now. Well, if I were you, I suppose I'd be curious about my past, too. Right. I can still decide my future, so it's not like my past will chain me down. And if it is sad, I'll just have to forge a brighter future. Yeah, most of the time the characters in this story so far, their pasts really mess with them. I don't think you're an exception, Sachiro. After I clear the table, I head to the bedroom. I finally have time to read the journals we found in the temple. Let's read this one first. I take a small book from the top file and carefully open it. The pages are filled with messy handwriting. Despite having to guess what some of the words are, I can generally understand what's being said. As suspected, these are diaries from the residents of the temple. The years are missing, but the date and time of each entry is recorded. After inspecting the book, I find years and months noted on the backside. Apparently, they keep one book per month. This one is from March. I'm shocked to have found something so valuable. These are first-hand accounts of the past. I wonder if I should donate the journals to the library afterwards. July 9th, 3 p.m. The weather is cold, and a few street cars passed by the temple. My gut tells me it'll rain soon. Today I'm on cleaning duty. The villagers are still bringing offerings, although not as often as they used to. I'm keeping this diary to record my observations. I think there are mysterious powers at work, and I must get to the bottom of things before it's too late. I wonder, is the Guardian still protecting this village? July 10th, 1 p.m. It's been raining all day. The gray sky is depressing. Today I'm on duty again. A few of the other monks quit, so I have to work harder. They told me the temple no longer held any meaning to them, though I don't understand what had changed. July 14th, 6 a.m. Yesterday, a villager was murdered. Her body was found in a terrible state. Words can't even describe it. The temple records hold no mention of such heinous crimes happening in the past. What changed? July 16th, 4 p.m. More of my brothers abandoned the temple today. Those of us who remain have taken up their duties, but each of us is performing the work of 3 men. This cannot continue for long. A couple passed by this morning and told me I should abandon the temple. They said bad things were happening in the village, and despite their offerings, the Guardian would not respond to their prayers. They told me they believed in the Guardian had left the village, or temple. I refused to listen to them, and they took their leave. At least there are still people bringing offerings. People who still have faith in the Guardian. July 20th, 12 a.m. It's been a few weeks since I last wrote this diary. My parents fell ill and I had to take care of them. So many things have happened over the past week. Another murder occurred at the hospital. The victim was both a scientist and a doctor, an unfortunate loss. Why would someone who saves lives be killed? This cannot be the work of a human. Another monk told me he saw strange things happen around the temple. He could not describe them in words, so I will have to witness them with my own eyes. It's midnight right now. I lit an oil lantern to write this down. No, I should be sleeping, but I need to do this for my own peace of mind. I heard chains clattering around the temple, but nothing keeps like that here. We keep nothing like that here. When I turned to look around, I didn't see anything. As I prepared to sleep, I heard crying outside, but I was alone. Is it possible I'm starting to hear things? July 28th, 4 a.m. I was switched to night duty because of all the offerings were stolen, sometime between Wednesday evening and Thursday morning. The Guardian must be furious. We cannot let this happen again. We must find the thief. Fortunately, nothing happened during my shift. July 29th, 6 a.m. Today's my day off. A few outsiders went missing while on a trip to the forest. This is the first time anyone's gotten lost in the forest. The demon must have been annoyed that his land was trespassed. Ever since the villagers heard their donations were stolen, no one's come to the temple. I hear they are losing all faith in the Guardian. Dear Guardian, what can I do for you? Why must the village suffer like this? Out of sheer fear, everyone became suspicious of one another. However, it's the same feeling that's caused one death. The woman who was killed several weeks ago was apparently attacked by her neighbor. He saw her leaving her home more often than usual and became suspicious of her. Apparently, he intended to question her about it, but their argument turned violent. He claims he killed the woman in self-defense. I personally don't trust his words. What was done to her corpse was beyond self-defense. This is no justice, I will. Unfortunately, the words become illegible after this page. It seems like the author wrote everything in a rush. I wonder if he ever uncovered the truth. A woman, a doctor. Wait. That sounds a lot like the situation that Roya and I've already forgotten his name. the black-haired one, yeah. I guess Roya's more memorable. Jonaru, yes. Those two. It seems like that's talking about them and their family. because their parents were a scientist or something. Come in. Are you reading the journals we found? Oh, do you want to take a look as well? I'm curious. Tilts his head and gazes at the notebook. With his eyes narrowed, he tries to read it. B-L-O... No, bio something. What are those curly scribbles? The words are too messy for me to understand. There are still 10 other books, so we can skip that one. I take the black covered book from the top of the pile and flip through it. It's about the Guardian's history, which is even more interesting than the journal. How were they sure the Guardian resided there? Sachro silently sits beside me, reading along. I never realized history could be so interesting. It's too bad nobody performs these rituals or holds festivals anymore. Not supposed to. You might summon a demon. And in real life, if you summon a demon, it's not gonna be like Zakun. They're gonna try to kill you. The boy scratches his head, still staring at the book. Well, from what I know, spirits are supposed to be evil. Why would one protect a village? Every rule has exceptions. In a way. Didn't you say you got lost in the temple once? Did you go there before we went together? I remember searching the first few rooms, but I didn't go further since I was only there by accident. I get the feeling there's some sort of secret hidden there. You said the place was abandoned, right? I don't think there's a spirit living there anymore. I'm in a different kind of secret. Before I can continue, the doorbell rings. It's Chain, isn't it? The gas mask guy? What in the world is he doing here? Hey, Chain. Nice to see you. Please don't kill Sachura. Out of curiosity, I open the door and try to keep myself calm. Hello, can I help you? You live here alone? Can I take a look inside your house? Why would I let you do that? It won't take long. Chain, I'm a professional investigator. Ghosts? What, you're not an exorcist pretending to be a PI? Even if you were law enforcement, you couldn't try to force your way into someone's house. You would need a warrant for that. The moment I shift my attention, I lose balance and I'm pushed aside. You can't just barge into people's houses. Get out of here. I yell and chase after him, but he ignores me as if I'm a leaf in the wind. Yeah, I knew someone else was here. Gotcha. Let me go. Just bear with it. What are you doing? Shut up and stop struggling. The boy's following, kicking the man to no avail. Don't hurt Sachiro. Who's really hurting you? Or who? Keep still, you. What are you trying to do with him? I'm taking in a suspect. What are you talking about? A suspect in what? In the murder cases. I've done my research and this kid isn't from around here. He isn't even registered as a student. I've been following him for a while, and he visits a lot of areas that have been linked to the crimes. If you want proof, you can go to the police yourself. I'm innocent. There's no use in telling me that. When the blood tests come out positive, we'll have solid proof of your guilt. Was Sachiro really at the locations of the murders? Try to save Sachiro. I try to pull the man off my friend, but he roughly pushes me aside. No matter how much I shout, he doesn't budge. Sachiro's barely putting up resistance, but Chain's handling is so aggressive that it looks like he's choking him. What the hell? He dodges my attack, but I catch him off guard. Just enough time for Sachiro to slip free and escape. Sachiro stumbles towards the door. Chain tries to prevent the boy's escape, but only manages to grab his shirt. He escapes in the night. Chain turns to me, his glare saying he has to hold himself back to stop from killing me. He escaped. The man cracks his fingers before sighing sporadically. Hey you. I have a name, it's Miyoko. Whatever, just forget what you saw today. I want an explanation. It's nothing a civilian like you needs to be concerned about. Pretend you haven't seen anything and don't get involved anymore. Just because he isn't a student doesn't mean he's linked to those crimes. Chain snorts as he casually seats himself on the couch. If I tell you the truth, will you let me handle this? I roll my eyes and sit opposite of him. We stew in silence for a few long moments. The tension is so thick it could be cut with a knife. That boy is a spirit in disguise. Don't joke like that. We both saw him, didn't we? Everybody knows ghosts and spirits are invisible. The man stares at me silently. He doesn't seem like the kind of person to kid around, nor does he seem like he lost his mind. How did he even get on your radar? I've lived in this village my entire life like you. It's easier to notice even the smallest of changes in the place. I've never seen you around before, though. I'm part of the elite class. Most of us go to school at night. We all have our own circumstances. It's rare to meet a student from that class, much less speak with one, after restraining myself from asking questions about it. The class that's famous for slacking off. Interpret it however you want. I didn't come to the conclusion that boy is the spirit by myself. Kaichi and I both suspected the culprit lived in this neighborhood. Believe it or not, you're at the top of his list of suspects. You're students, so you only have free time at night and on the weekends. You live alone, and so you're unlikely to have any alibis for the crimes. Furthermore, all the murders happen in this area. Sure, it might not mean anything, but who knows? The most danging thing, though, you keep leaving your house when all the other kids are asleep. Hey, don't call me a kid. I can't deny anything you said, but your suspicion is misplaced. I don't even have a motive to kidnap or murder people. Of course, nobody does. In a way, how do you all know that? Are you a stalker or something? As I said, I wasn't the one who suspected you. You'll have to ask Kaichi if you want to find out. Kaichi seemed like a decent person when we met in the library. I can't believe he was deceiving me. No, he's a Shinigami. I personally doubt a Frogger like you could have killed so many people without a few scratches. Especially considering the most of the victims seem capable of taking care of themselves. In the end, I asked Kaichi to investigate the haunted house. Wait, you know where it is? It was only another name for the temple. I suspected as much when I saw that white-haired kid snooping around there a few times. Each of the crime scenes, a single charm was found, and the patterns on them were identical to the ones found at the temple. That kid was the only person I saw go in there frequently enough to copy him. Really never suspected anything. He has acted strange a few times, but that was only because he was confused. So what you're saying is Satra used to live in the temple and is leading a secret life as a monk, and that he uses charms to kill people? You aren't taking this seriously. Am I supposed to? You're being ridiculous. I mean, he's involved in crimes, but it may be unwillingly. For now, this is only a theory. It doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. Like I said before, you don't need to be involved in this. Mind your own business and stop playing devil's advocate. Although I can't believe his words, there's something odd about Sachiro. How'd you two meet anyway? It was just a coincidence. I bumped into him at the park. I've been trying to track the kid down since the first matter came to light. Who knew he was hiding here all this time? He's not like that. If you run into the kid again, let me know. I live a street down at number 999. Oh, so that's how you knew I kept leaving the house. I don't want Sachiro to get arrested, but the police might be able to help him figure out what happened. Shane glances at his watch and stands up. Why do you always wear a gas mask? Do you work in the sewers or something? Shane pauses before slowly turning towards me. He deliberately touches his mask as he begins to speak. I'm just tired of the smell of death. A chill runs down my spine when I process his words. If he's been investigating the crime scenes, I can't imagine. Nah, one of the reasons he wears that mask is he doesn't look very intimidating without it. For all I know, he could be one of those priests or monks. Once Chain's gone, I retreat to my room, hoping the journals will give me answers. A few days have passed, but Sachiro hasn't returned. I became increasingly worried about him. Yo, homegirl, daydreaming about your crush again? Startled, I look up. Okuya has her hand on my shoulder. It's break time already? You've avoided my questions long enough. Who are you thinking about? The Sandman. I was just about to doze off. Right. Have you seen any eye candy lately? Okuya? You're asking to get involved in things you don't want to get involved in. It's not like you're any less single than I am. You seem so spacey lately, and you're more awake and normal in class. I figured something, or maybe someone, must be bothering you. Sorry to worry you, it's just... the murders have been having me restless. Leo's even asked me to keep an eye out for suspicious people, but I can't help him. Why don't we get my brother in on this? Would he have time for it? I don't even see him at school nowadays. If he does anything I ask, don't even worry. Hey guys. Hi Liuji. Heard anything new about the cases? Not really. It's tough to get solid evidence on a ghost. This is probably a weird question, but is there anyone named Kaichi or Chain on your dad's team? Yeah, I think I've heard of both, but they don't work with the main force. I haven't met them. Chain said he found charms at the crime scenes. Is he not told the main force? No, they're special investigators. Kaichi isn't really a special investigator, though. Corrado is. I wonder if we run into him. The teacher steps out to the door to speak with the police, so I take the opportunity to sit with my friends. Oki is focused on reading her textbook while Liuji's skimming through his. I ask a question once it looks like they've both finished. What's this chapter about? Give me a summary. Don't be so lazy. If you want your grades to improve, you need to put in the effort. I just can't focus right now. We're learning about old local customs and rituals, for instance. Okuya, you shouldn't spoil her so much. I'll do whatever I want, Liuji. You ain't the boss of me. Okuya's face is abruptly overtaken by a dark expression. Liuji, I know you're a skeptic, but don't you think it'd be interesting if spirits really were roaming around the village? The textbook says they were evil spirits. Villagers did their best to keep them away, but... in a way, if they were real, interesting isn't the word I'd use. It's a good thing the temple guardian was there to protect us. Sure, but it disappeared. Rumors say the guardian abandoned the village. Did someone scare them away? I don't think so. That reminds me, I've heard rumors of a temple in the forest that's supposedly not marked on any of the maps. Maybe it's the same one mentioned in the legends. I feel goosebumps when he mentions it. I explored that place with Sachiro not long ago. Should I tell Liuji and Akuya I've already been there? Oh, a mysterious temple filled with spirits. I'd love to see it. I thought you were scared of haunted places. This is different. Sure, it sounds scary, but I really want to meet the guardian. I believe it's a good spirit. He's gone. The guardian left. And I'm like 90% sure Sachiro is a different spirit or something. Otherwise, I'm sure it would have been mentioned in the other route. Specifically Seiken. This might sound weird coming from me, but do you think spirits can disguise themselves as people? Huh? Are you saying there are supernatural creatures in the village? I don't understand the concept well myself, I've just heard a few rumors. So I'm not the only one. What kind of rumors did you hear, Kuya? I don't know if you'll believe me, I always come up with the crazy stories, don't I? At least they're entertaining. Just for that, I'm only gonna tell Miyako. I was just kidding. Tell me too. Pretty please. Do you know the children's book called A Single Dark Night? Or Dark Light? Of course, I remember it being read to us as kindergarten. Or in kindergarten. What's it about? It's about the guardian who watches over our village, of course. The same one that supposedly resides in the temple deep in the forest. They say it prevents the evil spirits from turning our dreams into nightmares. And if you're lucky enough to dream of mist, you're actually seeing the guardian at work. If the evil spirits aren't purified, they'll slowly possess your body and one day, you won't be able to wake up. Instead, the spirits will move your body around and steal your identity. Oh, like zombies. Heh. How can you tell whether or not someone's been possessed? They move around like a zombie. Speaking of which, I saw someone walk up a wall the other day, like there were no wires and he completely defied gravity. It doesn't make any sense. Let me draw it for you. Things only become more confusing when we see the finished product. I get that possessed people act oddly, but this is beyond my expectations. Then again, he never did anything I'd call supernatural. I shouldn't jump to conclusions. If there are people who can do things like that, the police will need to change their investigative methods. I just hope Dad will believe me. Does the precinct have supernatural hunting unit? He usually looks at me as if I'm crazy before shaking his head and glancing at Akuya. Though that would be interesting. I saw those advertisements looking for exorcists. I don't think those were posted by the police. They're probably from a church or an occult group. Either way, it'd be cool if they could exorcise the evil spirits out of people. I disagree. They killed Corrado in one of these. As I walked down the hall heading home, I noticed Kaichi. Satra's not coming back today either. Perhaps I should start looking for him. I found several homeless people napping on the benches. 2 more days pass. Although I've been searching non-stop for Satra after school, he's nowhere to be found. Did Shane already catch him? I should pay him a visit to check. He might not tell me the truth, but it's worth a try. On my way to Shane's place, I bump into Kuya. Hi, Kuya. What are you doing here so late? Kuya was sick, so I had to get him medicine. Poor you. Always having to take care of your brother. I don't really mind. We're siblings after all. You're the one always running errands, though. He should move his lazy butt once in a while. He has social anxiety. He's fine with me and family, but not with strangers. Last time I saw him, he looked fine. He's good at hiding his feelings. I don't think he's even seen his friends in a while. Might sound serious from the way I describe it, but it's not that bad. If he avoids others, it'll only become worse. Thank you, Miyaka. Anyway, are you making a grocery run? No, I'm looking for someone. May I ask who? A boy named Satro. Met him a few weeks ago, but now he's disappeared. Oh. Have you seen a boy in a striped blue t-shirt and orange scarf? Oddly enough, that does ring a bell. Really? A few minutes ago I saw a boy like that in the park. Maybe he's still there? When I notice a boy sitting on a nearby hammock, I beam. Sachiro! He raises his head and glances at me. Tears begin falling down his cheeks, and he wipes them away with a scarf. I pull him into a gentle embrace. What if Shane comes back and I cause you more trouble? He hasn't been back since last time. I don't think you need to worry. I want to cheer him up with something. Do you like ice cream? Even though I worked in an ice cream shop, I never tasted them. Well then, let's go to Saga's ice cream store. There are many flavors to choose from. Soy sauce ice cream? That sounds horrible. Excuse me while I... Soy sauce ice cream. Soy sauce is salty as crap. That don't sound good on ice cream. You can choose multiple flavors if you want, as long as you finish them all. Okay, now they look like children. I offer him a taste of mine. His eyes sparkle once he tastes the pink ice cream. Seeing him happy again warms me. Who knows, maybe he's the guardian spirit, and Shane killed him. Who knows? Why don't you take a shower? I'll prepare a change of clothes for you. Sachiro finishes the shower while I'm preparing lunch. Will you teach me something? Or teach me this sometime? Oh, sudden interest in trying out recipes? Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. Not only for myself, but I want to help you too. Where do you go after you ran away, anyway? I hid in the park, but I move around sporadically just to be safe. You must be pretty good at hiding if you weren't found. It sure wasn't easy to keep out of sight. That reminds me, what if we got help from the police? They could help us investigate your background and you could get more of the missing pieces that way. To be honest, I've already remembered a big part of my past. It only happened recently, but it sounds too weird. I don't want to say it. I think I'm dead. Wow, what was that for? For a dead person, you have really squishy cheeks. You're 100% alive. Shane tried to tell me something like that too, but that must be another missing piece. I'm sure it'll all make sense soon. But I can see weird creatures that no one else can. Would it make sense that only spirits can see other kinds, other of their kind? Plenty of people claim to see ghosts. That doesn't mean they're ghosts too. I've been seeing more and more of them. I know it sounds strange, but I've seen enough I know they're real. This sort of thing happens sometimes. I can see spirits and they caused my amnesia. Besides, they're evil. I've seen them follow people around and then those same people always show up as a missing person in the newspaper a few days later. Those people weren't... When I tried to save them, Are you telling me spirits are behind the murders? I mean, I didn't always see what happened, but they followed people around. People who went missing. Maybe I've risen from the dead and that's why I can see all those creatures. You're not making any sense. The supernatural doesn't make sense to begin with. They don't even have physical bodies. How could they hurt anyone? Don't overthink it, alright? It'll mess with your head and you'll start believing everything you hear. Basically, I've been feeling weaker, like I'm racing against the clock to find my memories, and if I lose, I don't know what I'm looking for. There are words stuck in my head, but no visuals to go with them. You'll remember everything soon. It's not like you have Alzheimer's, so it won't get worse if it takes a bit longer. People don't live forever, though, do they? When my end comes, I might not have done everything I wanted to, and I'll die with regrets. I could die without ever knowing who I am, so at least self-discovery is a goal, right? I'm sorry for what's going on and about myself. I want to hear about what your goals are too. That's okay. Hearing your stories make me more excited to help you. I'm not a goal setter for the most part, and I'm not used to having anything crazy to work towards. Until I met you, I was stuck in a loop of been there, done that. My life was unsatisfying and boring. But your motivation inspired me. Even if I don't have any personal goals, at least I can help you accomplish yours. Maybe I'll find my own goals along the way. Thank you for not giving up on me. I'm relieved I finally located Sachiro. Even if the time of our parting may be on the horizon, I want to help him for as long as I'm allowed. The next night I wake up shivering. I look around but there's nothing. Even my window and door are closed. Hey. An unfamiliar voice echoes throughout the room. Are you guilty? The masculine voice brings me goosebumps. I jump out of bed and try to locate the person behind it. What's going on? Heh. Hey, it's Gaichi! Laughter rings out from behind me. He's a cursed person. There, a tall blonde man is staring at me. Who are... In a blink, his body becomes blacksmith and dissipates. We've met before, haven't we? My name's Gaichi. After looking closely, I can see similarities between the boy in school and this man. I know you have many questions, but save them for later. I'm a Shinigami. You should be honored I came to visit you by myself. In any case, I believe you're guilty of many crimes. And you've come to do what exactly? Kill me? Perhaps. Lucky for you, I'm a gentleman, so I'll permit the lady to verbally defend herself. Answer 3 questions. If I like at least 2 of your answers, you can live a little longer. The man walks towards me and raises my chin with the tips of his fingers. His deep green eyes boring into mine. For a moment, they almost seem to glow red. But if I don't like your answers, you'll become my midnight snack. Am I scaring you? No. Compared to other Shinigami, I appear much more human. If I didn't hate that other childish form of mine so much, I'd switch for you. Regardless, shall we begin the game? The man's grin does not make me feel less nervous. I want to run away, but escaping from death incarnate seems impossible. Let's start with something easy. Have you ever committed a sin? And we'll leave things off here. Since clearly that answer is a yes. We all do. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget the like button. Comment, subscribe if you want, and I will see you in the next one. As always, goodbye.